Hey everyone, welcome to the last episode of Unraveled and Rising in 2025. This has been a banner year for us because it was the year that we created it. We had the idea, we created it, we built everything, we launched it, and this is episode number 27.
Woohoo!
Wow. Hey, yay! We did it, and we're not sick of each other yet, and things are good. And I shouldn't say yet. We're not trying to put that in the universe, but I feel like we had some fantastic episodes. We had some great guests on here. We had some moments where we cried. We had moments where we laughed. We had really personal moments, very personal moments where we talked about our individual stories. And we would like to end this year talking about what unraveled for us this year, what lessons we learned, and what we're going to take forward in 2026. Because our plan is certainly to move this forward in the new year and have better guests and better things, and just get it, make it better and better and better and better. What do you guys think?
2026. We're putting that out there.
I like that.
And can I say we can get sick of each other, but we can work through it.
We
Absolutely.
can.
Because that is possible.
Yes.
100.
Yes. And it's relationships, right? And it's communication.
Absolutely.
And 2026 is year of the horse, people. So that year, giddy up. I mean, it's going to be going, and either you're saddled up or you're not. And if not, you're going to be left behind.
It's the truth.
I'm saddled
always.
Up.
Me too. Giddy up, baby.
Yeah, so I think let's just start with is there anything that you want to share from our episodes that we had so far this year? Like, how do you feel like it went with the podcast? Is there something for specifically, before we get into individually, something you want to see different for the podcast in 2026 or anything like that, you guys?
I just, more guests, more
Yeah.
impact. I've had several people reach out to me individually as I'm networking and stuff, and then I'll share that, hey, we also have this podcast. Oh my God, like people will immediately go to their phone, let me download it now so that I can listen to it. So I think just letting people know what we're doing too. And it's really important as we share about our businesses and about everything else. But this is a way for us to make a huge impact. So for me, it's sharing it more.
Yeah.
For me, it's community and it's engagement. It's to bring people together. It's to have engagement. It's to hear the impact that people are having. So it's one thing to listen, but it's how is this impacting your life, and how is it helping you?
Love that. I think for me, it's definitely about the sharing. I want more people to be able to have access to it. So hopefully it can impact more people. And that's what I feel like. The one thing, though, that I do have to say that has been something that's been on my mind the entire time is, Kimberly, what in the heck is that picture behind you that has the women's legs?
So that's the picture when the war ended with the soldier hugging the nurse.
Okay, so all we ever saw the entire time were those legs, and I never knew what the top of the image was.
Well, and I see the hand on the butt.
Okay,
that's
that?
That's that iconic picture. One of my good friends who I helped her mom. I got her mom here from Illinois, and she passed away on hospice. That was a gift from her to me.
Oh, that's
so.
I've been thinking about that the entire time. Whose legs are those?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like I want to have more guests as well. I want to have more. I think we've had some really good guests the last couple of months. And I feel like I would love to get more people like that who can share their story of unraveling and rising and all of that. And so I would love to have that and get, we'll just see how it goes. But I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I am
too. We also reached 100 subscribers on YouTube.
I think it's going to be huge. I think this is going to be a huge year.
Yes. Definitely.
And I would love it if we could do some in-person sessions this year.
I would too.
All three of it, we can be together. It'd be great if we did kind of like a panel. You can go places now and you can rent studios, and some of them are real cheap. You can just go somewhere and you could be in somebody's studio where they have everything for you. It'd be great if we could do a couple of episodes like that. I just think that'd be so cool and have some guests, but we'll see. That's what I'm putting out there for 2026. That'd be cool.
Well, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let us do it.
Hey, we can do it.
We
Put it out
can.
there, it'll happen.
I just need to come to you guys since I'm the only one that's not in Denver. So I just need to come to you, and then we could make it work.
Yeah, we can find a place. I
Hey,
mean,
Dr. Joe's going to be in Dallas this year.
Hey, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I do know of a studio in Dallas too.
oh,
So think about it,
We'll
guys.
see.
They're gonna come.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? So yes, let's just get started. So I don't know who wants to start. Kind of tell us what you feel like maybe unraveled for you this year, or it just could be. It doesn't have to be an unraveling necessarily, but for us, even though we're still on our journey of personal growth, we still have those unraveling moments. And what do what'd you learn, and what are you going to take it to 2026? Anybody?
I think what unraveled for me is that what really unraveled for me, and some aha moments for me, was that I am not the same person that I once was, and that I can't communicate or interact with people the same way that I once did. And so there is like this grieving moment and almost loss, because that grieving that side of me that is no longer me, and still loving that part of me, but also grieving that part and being okay with letting go of that part, but also honoring that part of me, but just honoring it in a way that it's okay to allow this other side of me to show up. And so that unraveling has been, it's been bumpy, because showing up in your same life with the same people that you love and that you do life with every day, your family, but being different, and wanting them to understand those differences in you when they're not quite understanding that yet. Does that make sense?
absolutely.
I was going to ask you, Terry, is there a mourning period for that person that you used to be?
There was 100% a mourning period for that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I feel like it's very comfortable.
And it was painful. And there was, I'm telling you, there's this thing that we call the river of change. And I felt like I was just
on a raft, like on the,
oh my gosh. Yes. And being whipped in it, and
like just whitewater rafting.
Yes. And just holding my steady ground and keeping my feet planted, because I was made that firm decision that I was not going back. I was not going back. Yeah. And so that was probably my biggest unraveling this year. And now I feel this rising coming that is just ever so rising. And it's so funny when Kimberly says the horse, I feel that horse emerging, and just
it's just really up right now, but it's coming.
And stepping into some things that I'm not, that fear is it's so funny, because I was talking to my coach, and I always say coaches need coaches, right? I was saying how when I was having some really uncomfortable moments in meditation recently, and when I realized that the discomfort was actually the old self not having the control anymore.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, oh my gosh, this is really it not having control over me anymore. And so that was a really rising awareness for me, and just going, okay, I'm starting to take the queen is coming back.
You got the reins, baby.
That's right.
Gonna ride her bareback.
Right. And so that was like that's been a rising moment for me over the last, just the last week. And not really judging this discomfort, and just going, you know what? It's just this letting go, really.
Yeah. I like that, Terry. That's awesome.
Yeah.
For me too, the beginning of this year, I still had a lot of grief and regret, but the last part of this year, and actually probably honestly since we came back from Dr. Joe, and I really got to spend a lot of time within me. Yeah. I'm so much stronger than I gave myself credit for. I'm so much more worthy than I ever knew that I was. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And part of that is letting go of people
Yeah.
that no longer serve you. And sometimes that's family. Sometimes that's people that have been in your life for a long time. But you know what? As you grow, your needs change. The people you
Yeah.
need to surround yourself with changes. Some of them will remain the same, like you two girls, obviously,
Yeah.
because we've been through, you know, some of the roller coasters together.
Yes.
But that's okay. That is perfectly
Those
okay.
are never going to go away.
No,
No.
no. And it served me during the time that it did. But now it's time for a new light and a new rising. And boy, am I ready. You know, I've got my first podcast booked for next month. I've got my first appointment with HR booked. I've got another one that's a huge one that's in the works. So I'm excited.
Girl. Next month I start my twice. I'm doing actually 4 workshops a month. It'll be 2 a day, one at noon and one at 6 p.m. twice a month. And you know, I've had people reach out already, women who have lost husbands and have gone through trauma and grief and are just like want to bring women. And you know, I'm just going to keep going with it. There's too many people out there that need it, and it's not about me. It's about the impact that it's going to create, and it's the people that need the support. It's not about me and my fear and how I feel. So I'm beyond that. It's not about me. Who needs the help?
Love that.
How about you,
we'll
Michelle?
Put a link to that too in the show notes here, guys. If you're interested in attending Terry's session, we'll put a link to. Is it live or is it online?
It's going to be online, live Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll put a link to that in here for those folks, and even the stuff. Some of the stuff Kimberly's doing too. Some of her stuff is very specific to caregiver type stuff. But again, there might be caregivers that are listening, so I'm going to put it in there as well. I think interestingly enough, because this is my dad's 80th birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
And it's reflective because I'm going to try not to cry. Because it makes you think about death. You know, it makes you think about that. And I'm working a lot on myself and I'm noticing it too with his sisters who are very concerned. They don't want him to, you know, Kathleen and I have had a conversation about it. I don't think she'd care if I said her name, but you know, she doesn't want him to go, and she has these feelings that are coming up for her of missing him and stuff like that. So it just kind of brought it up for me too, and even just missing my mom. Yeah. But what is interesting about it is, as I'm thinking through all of that, I'm thinking of what is it inside of me that I need to, that, you know, with him being here on this planet or in this life or in this, whatever you want to call it, that I need, that I'm not giving myself, that's going to cause that pain. And obviously everybody in your life who you care for, when they pass, there's some pain and there's grief there. That's completely normal. But it's allowing me to do some reflection on what is it. I can feel her pain, number one, with the deep grief that she's going to feel. But I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, look how cute. I'm also thinking about myself in that way. Like, what do I need for me to be able to make it be a transition that's not horribly painful, you know, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable that it's going to happen. But it's been really interesting to me because I feel like a lot of this year for me has been a huge personal growth journey for myself. I feel like I've spent a lot of time in 2025 focusing on my own personal growth and development. And I feel like I've come such a long way. You know, I think I've grown so much this year, business, personally and professionally. And I think that professionally, it's because of the personal that's allowed the professional to happen. Absolutely. But I just feel like there's so much. And I just am kind of always reflecting on what's going on and what's happening with me, and going back to self when I'm feeling annoyed, always going back to self and feeling like, what am I doing? You know, what's going on inside me that's causing that? So it's just been to me, it's just been, you know, there's been some roller coaster rides through there with emotional stuff. But I'm not judging myself for it. I used to always judge myself for being too emotional, and I used to always didn't want to cry in front of others. I felt it was very vulnerable and I didn't like it. But I feel like I'm not that person anymore, where I can cry or I can feel emotional and I don't feel I don't feel like I'm being judged, or I don't care if I'm being judged, I should say. You know what I mean? But it's been very interesting to me, this trip that's here. And my son comes in today, so I'm going to go pick him up at the airport. It's going to be nice. We're all going to be together for my dad's 80th tonight. We'll celebrate. And, it's just an interesting kind of road I'm at right now.
I would just focus on presence today with your family and your dad.
Yeah, I agree.
And Michelle, would your dad be open to, like, maybe not today, but in the next, few days, like just doing some legacy work, asking him questions about his past, recording him, things like that?
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
I mean, that's stuff that, you know what I mean? It could be a gift for you for your son, legacy work is really, really powerful. We used to do such really good stuff at San Diego Hospice. That was just, it's just remarkable,
Yeah.
Well, and it can be little. Like I was just sitting having dinner with my mom the other day, and I was just asking her little questions about how was your relationship with grandma? You know what I mean? And it gave me some really good insight.
Yep.
On my relationship with her.
Yeah.
And things that have transpired in my life with my mom, and very good insight. And then I thought, so it gave me some understanding.
Yeah.
So just getting curious in that relationship that your dad has had with relationships in his life.
Yeah.
My mom has this old cassette tape of me and my grandfather having a conversation.
Oh, wow.
Every time I hear that, it's just, it just takes you back there. You know what I mean? And it's just like I can, when I hear it, still remember that little 2-year-old girl talking to her grandpa.
Yeah.
And it's just really powerful stuff, voice, sound, smells, those things that, man, they just take your songs, they take you right back.
Absolutely. Well, when you think
can still play a cassette tape is what you're saying.
A what?
You can still play a cassette tape, Kimberly?
I don't know that I could. I'd have to buy a cassette player. But yes, last time I heard it, we did have a cassette.
I was going to say, you still have the tools to play a cassette tape. Whoa.
Cool.
I used to have a radio alarm clock that had the 8-track.
Yeah, me too.
And I had
an 8-track.
Do you guys remember back in the day?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember back in the day when you had to get a pencil and you had to turn the thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it would start to eat it. You're like, no!
Or when it was bent a little bit and it messed up the thing.
Oh, my God. That's too funny.
A pain kids today will never know.
Yes, I was just going to say, so the audience, if you are under...
I always laugh.
We're putting
ask Chad about it.
Yeah.
I always tell my dad I make fun of it because we had an 8-track player, when I was young too, obviously. Yeah. Before we had we could have had a record player too, but I feel like we had an 8-track. But this is, they would buy the soundtracks. They bought the freaking soundtrack to Jaws. I'm a little kid. And I'm like, dun. I'm like, why would you do that to me? That just seems wrong.
We're really putting our age out there today. Right?
Like,
and I say we're not that old. Oh my gosh.
No, we're not.
Too funny.
We're definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know what anybody else is feeling out that's either listening to this or watching or whatever, but I feel like it's important to put intention out there for the new year.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what are you wanting? It's not just about goal setting. It's really about what's your intention.
Well, it's intention, and it's also celebrating.
Yeah.
It's also celebrating, and it's also taking an inventory of what didn't go well, but what did go well, celebrating those micro wins, but then also reflecting on what can I do better on?
Yeah.
And kindness, grace, right?
Yes.
And I did a sit down where I actually did like things that I accomplished, and then not really regrets, and my accomplishments were far more that, so negatives and positives.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it has to be balanced.
Yeah. When I look back, I was like, holy crap, I did a lot of shit this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You know what I mean? Good stuff, juicy stuff, the stuff that I want to do to make an impact in the world. So I think when you just kind of think about it, you can, the ants, the negative thoughts in our head, right?
Of course.
We can get wrapped up in that. But when you sit with pen and paper and really think about it, you know, we do so much more good than we do bad.
100%.
Yes,
So I wanted to just bring up, like, even like during this holiday season, like, you know, what there might be things going on with families and stuff that might be bringing up things. And I know this week at the hospital, oh my gosh, we've been so busy. And I just thought, you know, it's interesting how at the hospitals it brings people in. I think people get really lonely at the hospitals. Or during this season, it brings them into the hospital. You know, I feel like they want to be cared for, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So it kind of draws people in. And I was feeling the weight of patients yesterday of the holiday season. And so yeah, maybe we can just share some of maybe what people are feeling surrounded by families, or maybe the fear of that, or the happiness of that, because there's both, right?
Yes.
There's being the greatness of being with family, but then there's also the angst of, oh man, maybe the tension a little bit. I want to be there, but there's still some tension a little bit, and how maybe we deal with some of that.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle's smack in the middle of family stuff.
It really is.
I
Kind of already explained that.
I am in the middle. My brother's here, so we've had a great time, and we played cards, and you know, it's just been good. The thing I think I've already mentioned. The thing I'm noticing is other people's emotions. I'm feeling other people's emotions. I'm feeling their energy, and I can feel worry. I know there's some things going on with some other family members that I'm aware of. I'm not involved in it, but I'm aware of it, so I can feel the sadness. I can feel their energy.
Isn't that the great thing about awareness, and when you've done your own work on yourself?
Yeah.
How that really increases our compassion and empathy for others, because you can step outside of yourself and go, oh, this isn't about me. There's actually people going through other things.
Yes.
Where we could take it personal most of the time.
Right. And I don't have to put that you know, that burden on myself. I can just be there for them. And
yes.
Because I tend to want to save people. I want people to feel good. So I tend to, that's been my history, is to want, you know, go to them and try to, you know, what can I do for you? Which isn't, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it can't be to the detriment of myself.
Yeah.
And I can't save everybody. It's just not possible. Right. So
I had an interesting, we had a family trip planned last week, and we took my grandkids and we went to California. Flew into
all your kids, Karen? All your kids?
All my grandkids. Actually, just two of my boys.
Okay.
The other two, one of them had just went out to DC to watch the Bronco game. And then the week before, and then the other one had to work, so he couldn't get the weekend off, or the week off. So we took the grandkids and went to San Diego, and then went into LA, went to Disneyland and Universal Studios, hung out at the beach for a few days. And, you know, it was so crazy. You know, like I said, when you get around family and you get around everyone who's got their own stuff going on. But the biggest thing I took away was myself. You know, I always say people are just a mirror to you, right? And so I had to practice what I preach, and I had to really take my own, understand what I know I talk about, and I had to reflect on, okay, what is this teaching me, and what is this reflecting back about myself? And so I was definitely in my patterns of wanting to control things and wanting to make everybody happy. And, you know, everybody's wanting to go on their own schedule, and one wants to do this and one wants to do that. And how can I just make the peace? And I couldn't do that. And I was feeling this angst within me. Right. And I was getting myself uncomfortable. And I know my kids could feel that, you know, and there was comments about, this isn't about you. You know, and I had to kind of take that comment with a grain of salt and go, you're right, it's not about me, but what does that comment mean? You know what I mean? And I had to and long story short, by the end of the day, I had to just be okay with saying, you guys go do what you guys want to do. And I'm just going to kind of step back. I'm going to sit here. And I kind of sat down and I went and rode the little boat ride there at Disneyland. And I took about an hour and a half by myself. And I had to just recalibrate.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. I was okay with having to recalibrate. And when we reconnected and got together to watch the fireworks show at the end, it was good. I was okay. My perspective was different. I was much better to be around. I wasn't taking things personal because I was starting to take things personal. And so I had to realize that I had gotten out of my heart. I was starting to get in my head, and I knew I needed to step away. Like I just needed, before I said anything, because and that's the thing, right? Just paying attention to how you're feeling.
Yeah.
That I had to step away, and that helped me so much. I went to the little tiki bar there where they sell those Dole whips, and it was
so, yeah.
We had a Dole whip with a couple there, and we had a great conversation. And I came back, and I was a new person, and it was great. We watched the fireworks show, and it was wonderful. But then I also took away some things that, the next time we do a family vacation, maybe I just get my own place. We don't do like a big Airbnb and stay in one house. Maybe we all just need to disconnect at the end of the night and all of us decompress. And I think it's okay. I think it's okay for families to set boundaries and for us to make adjustments and still love each other. We still want to be together. And you know what? The end of the trip ended great. And my grandkids had a blast, and it was wonderful. And so I was super grateful for the whole thing.
Good.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that you had the awareness to know that I need to get away now, and gave yourself permission to do that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise things would have escalated and probably turned out negative, and there's no reason for it to. So congratulations. That's a celebration.
It was a huge celebration.
Yeah. Good for you.
Love that, Terry. Love it. For me, I do the same thing here. I have to have quiet at the end of the evening.
Yeah.
I need to regroup. I need to re-energize, and that's by myself.
Yeah.
So I need that to just get myself back together. I need peace and quiet for myself.
Yeah. I definitely need that. That solitude is so huge for me, especially on that personal growth journey. I have learned to just cherish that in the mornings and at night. Like just those mornings. Yes.
Mornings is my, that's what I need, my
100%
me time. Yeah.
Yep.
In my house, even though it's just me and my husband, but we've got the loud parrot. We've got, there is no quiet. There is no quiet, but that's okay. Because we got her in July, and she has brought so much joy to our family and so much laughter. We laugh. We have had so many laughs since we have, and it's actually, I think, helped bring us even closer together because we both love this damn bird. And she just brings so much joy.
She pecked me on Saturday.
Because she tried to touch her, and she's like,
Nelson was like, just going to scratch, ask her if you could scratch her. And I asked, and then I just kind of like, and she didn't peck me hard, but she did peck me. I was like, okay, I'm going to stay away.
Sometimes she'll say, no scratchies. Or sometimes she'll just bite you. That's what I was telling the kids. I said, don't touch her because she will bite you. You know what I mean? She doesn't know who the heck you are. She's going to bite you.
But, I didn't know you went to the party, Terry. You went to the party, Christmas party?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. One of the girls in my life group, Julie, her and I, she went with me.
Yeah, she was sweet. I liked her.
Very sweet. Yeah.
And Anne, of course, I love Anne.
Yeah.
It was nice to see her.
Yeah. It was great. It was a good time.
Yeah. Anything for you, Kimberly, that's kind of standing out right now, or are you kind of feeling pretty good about everything?
I'm feeling really good, and I'm almost kind of going, Is it okay? Like,
it's very okay.
Giving myself permission to feel okay because today's Christmas Eve, and I don't
go back and start digging that stuff up. Let it be
no,
okay.
I'm not. I mean, I put up my Christmas tree this year. I didn't even put up a tree last year, right?
Oh,
I put
good.
up my Christmas tree this year. We had a Christmas party. Once we get off the call, I think we're going to take the dog. We're going to go to Boulder. We're going to just kind of walk around, enjoy the friggin'. Well, it's only 42, but it's supposed to be 60 today on Christmas Eve. My God, my ass is getting outside.
Yeah.
You know,
it's only 40s right now, but it's still beautiful out there.
Exactly.
It's here too in South Dakota. So, and my dad played golf yesterday. There's no, you have to walk the course because there's no carts or anything. But you just run out of the course. Like, and they walked 9 holes yesterday. And then today, I think they're going out there to they just basically go up and down and kind of just walk. But they did 9 holes yesterday.
It's actually unreal. It's really crazy.
I know.
Yeah, but it's
crazy.
Beautiful. There's, quite a few people putting on Facebook, I'm sad there's no snow. I'm like, man, I'm loving it. But I got used to it in San Diego. When I first moved to San Diego from Chicago, not having, snow at Christmas was weird. And having, palm trees decorated was weird. But I got used to it really quickly. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm okay without it. I'll go out and enjoy the day.
I'm feeling very good about what's going to happen in 2026. So again, if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, or you know of somebody who would be a good fit to be a guest, just send us a message. You can DM us. You can send us a message in the comments of YouTube. Whatever you'd like to do, send us a message. We'd love to have some guests that, can share their point of view on their story and what's happened to them and how they've kind of risen above it. We'd love that.
Absolutely.
We've had some great male guests too. I find it interesting, that we've had a lot of men that are willing to share, which, is
to be vulnerable. Yes.
Yeah.
It's much more challenging for men to be vulnerable.
Well, and I love that there's more men out there willing to do that.
Yes.
I think we need really great examples for men to do that.
And it takes very strong men to do that.
It does. I would love to have some younger guests. I would love to be able to talk to some younger folks as well, not to preach or anything like that, but just to be able to hear different perspectives on what's happening in their lives and where they are. And I would love that. So if there's, that's kind of my hope for 2026 as well.
Maybe that's even something I can put in what I'm doing when I'm networking too, is kind of looking for those folks and to say, hey, would you like to be a guest on our podcast? Yeah. Terry, that's something that we could even think about doing. And you too, Michelle, like while we're out networking, because I haven't made that part of my, kind of what I'm thinking about, but why not? Because I run into people all time that are out there making a difference in the lives of people. So why not invite them to be a guest if it, if it fits?
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think people's journeys and their rising story impacts people. Like, it gives people permission to also rise. It's definitely, it gives them hope, right?
Yeah.
I know when I first started going to Recover in 2019, it was in February of 2019. There was a girl at our Recover group when I first started just kind of going to see what it was about. Her name is Mandy, and I will say that on here because she does a ton of outreach and is very very out there, puts herself out there and shares her testimony all the time. But she shared her journey about human trafficking, and it was horrific. And I just thought, oh my gosh, she was totally the reason I even joined a 12-step group and went through a relational recovery group, because I thought, if she could go through what she went through and come back the way she has come back right now, I could definitely do it.
Yeah.
I could go through this divorce and come back better than I was before.
Yeah.
And just to continue to see her rise, I should call her and have her be a guest.
Yes, I would love that.
I definitely should do that.
Michelle, we should even talk to our one caregiver that, runs the houses for women. And I don't know exactly, but I think they're kind of halfway houses for women that are recovering. I think that's what it is and what she's doing. So I should talk to her and see, because I know she's, she was helping people here in Broomfield. Now she just got assigned to a new host home in Denver. So she's.
Yeah, Mandy does recovery, but she is a human trafficking
survivor
and has a horrific story.
That's nuts.
So I will message her today actually and see if we can.
That would be great. I would love to have that.
Yeah. I know she would do it.
That's the story, and because that's something that's still such a big deal right now.
Well, and it's huge here in Denver.
Yeah,
it's huge all over the U.S.
In San Diego, it was huge. I remember there was a documentary, and I went to the theater to see it in San Diego, and I had no idea that it was like San Diego was like a huge hub.
Oh, 100%.
And Denver is too, and it just, oh my God.
So she just, in fact, recently, within the last month, she just went back to, it was somewhere in Florida, but she just went back to one of the places where she was trafficked. And that was a huge thing for her, because just for her to go back there, but just to see her smile and just to be able to go back and be in that place. Was
well, even that little girl that was recently kidnapped from here that was 14, she was Jill. Remember Jill?
Yeah.
Mary? It was her granddaughter's friend. Oh, they wound up finding her in LA or in Vegas, and it was a trafficking thing.
Oh, wow.
Here, 14-year-old little girl.
A girlfriend who was in Florida. I can't think of, it was northern Florida. I can't think of the name of the town. But it's northern Florida before you go. And she was on vacation with her family. She usually takes her family there. But her kids are young. They were in middle school. One was in elementary school, like maybe 4th grade. And one was like 8th grade. And she was in I don't know if she was in a store or if they were like at a resort somewhere in Florida, in northern Florida. And somebody pulled her aside and said, hey, it's a high traffic area, sex trafficking area. Please keep watch of your daughters.
Yeah. So I just found
I would have been out of there.
Yeah, it was in November. She said it was in Miami. She said, over a decade ago, I was in active addiction and being trafficked in this very city. This week, I had the opportunity to come back with mission, vision, and purpose.
I'm not surprised about Miami because
I'm going to reach out to her and see if we could get her to be a guest. She's got a phenomenal,
that would be amazing,
unraveled and rising story.
Testimony. Yeah. Wow.
Well, thanks so much, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Any closing thoughts, anyone?
Just, grace, and your story doesn't end. It's still going. It's still being created. It's still being written, and you're the author, and you get to decide your tomorrow.
Yes. So true. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Please share, like, subscribe. If you ever have an idea of something we could talk about, we'd love to hear that. Also, you can always just comment and send us a message. We'd love it. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of the year. We're only a few days left in the year, and that year 2026, you've got some ideas of how you'd like to take some good things forward and maybe some areas of personal growth and development. Whatever you think, we love it.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
New Year.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.